Hey guys, welcome back to the Pharos Fit podcast. I'm here today with Coach Extraordinaire Robin Reader, one of our top coaches at Pharos Athletic Club. Hey Robin,
Hi,
how you doing?
I'm good. I have a little bit of a cold, so bear with me, but I'm here.
Yeah, you don't sound too bad. You sound too bad.
Okay.
Robin, just for the people that don't know you, I know you've been on the podcast before, but in case people didn't listen before, in case people don't know you from the club, let's give them a little bio of who you are.
Okay.
Where do you want to
So I've
start?
been with Pharos basically since the beginning. Um, I've always been a member of the gym. I've taken classes. I always take classes. I'm like a class person through and through. I did start at the gym by working at the front desk. I was very bad at it.
Yeah, you were terrible.
I'm not a computer person. I am a people person, but like not in that way of like meeting and greeting, not like customer service. Though I do think coaching is kind of customer service, and it's
Yeah,
kind of, yeah, it is. You know,
service industry for
you're on
sure.
a different level with people than like greeting them. And then I got sick with cancer, and then I took over a year off from any physical activity myself, coaching everything. During that time, I also had a child, so I was diagnosed when I was pregnant. So I took a year and a half off. Um, I came back. I feel like I'm a better athlete, I'm a better coach, and I'm stronger than ever. It kind of now, like, I did a podcast maybe over a year ago, and like now looking back on that podcast and like looking back on like my experience, I feel like not that cancer made me a better athlete, but that I can really just be like, hey, look, you're not going to go to the Olympics or you're not going to go to the CrossFit games, but you can do the best that you can do. And like, I think it's really helped me. Like, it's really
Yeah,
helped me zero in
perspective.
on like keeping me in my own lane, like not caring what anyone else is doing. And I think and I think a lot of people at the gym um,
Could benefit from
care
that.
so much how well they're doing and comparing themselves to others.
Hmm.
And I guess that's why I kind of like Olympic weightlifting, or weightlifting as I call it, because, you know, I'm just staying in my own lane. And I think that is why I decided, like, during the pandemic, I was like, I'm going to spend a lot of time just focusing on me and my own form. And then I realized, you know, I actually don't want to perform in this sport. I want to coach people through this sport because I've learned so much and I want to help others. And I think that's where the Barbell Club it took a while to come to fruition, but we're
Yeah.
here. We're in it.
Let's talk about this. So we've had the lift, as people know, we've had the lift program for a while
Yep.
at Paris Athletic Club, which is the Olympic lifting program.
Yep.
And now it's evolved into the Barbell Club, which you've just started. If we can let people know, what is the difference between lift and the Barbell Club?
So lift is our class we did offer 2 times a week. We're now offering 3 times a week. So we have Tuesday nights at 5:15, now brand new Thursday nights at 5:15, and Sunday mornings at 8:30 with Coach Anna. Lift is basically a class, and this is really super important because a lot of people come to the class for the first time and they're like, holy crap, I did not know this is what I was going to do. I thought I was going to do like bicep curls and like lunges, but yeah. So it is a class for all skill levels in Olympic weightlifting, and we go over the squat, the overhead squat, snatching, and clean and jerks in every single class. So we have an hour. It is programmed. You know, I try to shove everything into an hour, but you will snatch and you will clean and jerk or clean in every single class. And you're sitting and resting half of the class. You're doing a couple reps and you're sitting down and you're resting. So if you're someone who's like, I just need to sweat, and a lot of people do come to the class one time and they're like, oh no, this is not what I signed up for. This is not what I thought. I will get you through your first class, but it's not a class where you're going to be like huffing and puffing.
Right.
Like our training.
That's not the purpose of the class. Yeah.
Yeah. The purpose of the class is super technical. I mean, obviously, to throw a barbell over your head, there's a lot of technique involved. Yeah, and it's just a super really fun class. And I think a lot of people, you know, that take build, because we do clean and jerks and build, and we do thrusters and stuff and build. We do dumbbell snatches, we do overhead squats now. I think now people that we're doing, like, you know, we're squat cleaning and build now. I just call it clean, but you call it squat clean, so I'm gonna say squat clean. I think people are like, oh crap, I don't actually know the difference between a power clean and a squat clean. I mean, people, I'm going to say Sean Sperling. Sean Sperling's been doing this for I don't know how many years, and I don't think he could tell you the difference between a power clean and a hang power clean. You know,
Right.
it's
Right.
everything is so technical in its terms.
There's 3 days where we have the classes, but you're also programming homework for this as well, right?
Yeah. So there's the lift class, which is free to all of our Limitless members. So like, this is super important. It is free to all of our Limitless members. But I have a lot of people that want to pursue weightlifting on its own and take it to competition. I suggest that they all join the Barbell Club because
One second.
I suggest.
We'll cut that out, don't worry.
Okay, cool. There's a lot of people that do want to compete in the sport of weightlifting, and yes, it's a sport. So unlike build, and this is why I tell a lot of the people that come to my class for the first time. So unlike build, unlike train, unlike sprint maybe so like track and field maybe. It's an actual sport where you compete. So yeah. I had Zach, I have Carson and Paige, and then I have Anna. All that compete in the sport of weightlifting. And so you need to do more than 3 days of an hour.
Right.
So sure. Program for those people 5 days of programming that is barbell work, accessory work, stretching, core work, stability work, so they can get better at the sport of weightlifting. So that's what the Barbell Club is. It's an extra $10 a month for those Limitless members. And it just kind of gives them a program in 4 to 5 week cycles, kind of tapering them into competition. Great. So right now we're actually week 1, we're just doing a 1 week taper actually for Anna and Carson for a meet that's going to be next Saturday.
Yeah. And it's been really exciting for me because we just started the athletic sponsorship program, obviously. Yes. And the weightlifting competitions has given us a very natural path to launch that. So I'm super excited to support people and to help them with the entrance fees and with the gear that they need, and with your coaching, obviously.
Yep.
Why now? Why do you think this is a good time to do this?
That's a good question. And, I've wanted to do this for years. I've talked to you guys for years about like, oh, you know what, we need to get like together a team and like do this and do this and do this. But I think as I'm a 36-year-old coach, and like in the world of coaching, I guess that's not that old, but I have to do this for the love of the sport. And I'm like, I want people to enjoy it as much as I do. And there's, I think having lift 3 days a week is great. And having the RX class and having the build class is great. But, we really need technical coaches out there.
Yeah.
And especially technical women coaches. Like women in coaching is like really like not present right now in weightlifting. It's getting better. But like, for example, so I took Zach to a meet a month ago. And I was in the back coaching Zach. Like there's the warm-up area before you go out onto the platform. And, I was back there with Zach amongst someone on the USA board of directors, Sean Waxman. I think he just stepped down like that week actually, but like one of the best weightlifting coaches in our nation. Like, and I had an athlete you know, right there with him. So to be a woman and to be able to coach someone amongst the best coaches, amongst the best athletes, I feel like for me, I'm just like, okay, this is what a woman can do. Like,
Yeah, that's awesome.
it just,
Wow, and also coaching a man. You know what I mean?
and coaching a man. Yeah, and that's really, really, and Zach and Mo wrote a really sweet post where we were just, Kyle captured a really cute moment of us sitting in the back. And, you know, it's really heartfelt, but it's like, it's really, really, for me, it's like, I'm fucking gonna do this. I'm gonna get Anna to nationals. You know, Anna has her own programming. She's really, really in the sport of CrossFit.
Yeah.
But she's like, I want to see if I can get to nationals. So she's not necessarily following my programming. She's going to follow my taper into her next meet because she lifts every fucking day. But she does need a coach day of, you know, she's, you know, you need a coach. It's one of those sports where you can't just show up and be like, okay, I guess this is what I'm going to put on the bar. You need someone to be watching you. Yeah.
Well, this brings us naturally to a question I was going to ask later, but what I've noticed is that your class, your Barbell Club, has been extremely popular with women, like more popular with women than it has been with men. Yeah. Why do you think Olympic lifting in particular is so popular with women at our club, or, you know, broadly, you know?
I think there's a couple things. I think it's really empowering to have, like, you know, a barbell over your head. It looks really cool. I think the main thing is it's technical. So like our brains are like, okay, I don't just want to lift weight and feel the contraction of the muscle and just do it just for like a pump. I want to do it for like sport. Like I want to actually see myself getting better at something. So it's the same reason why people like I don't think women run marathons more than men, but it's like having a goal to do something. So it's like that marathon at the end of like a training season. Mm-hmm. It's,
what I've noticed over the years that if a female has maybe had a dancing background or some kind of like, you know, a sport that requires grace and movement and that kind of thing, that it's a very natural progression to go into weightlifting. Although, you know, obviously it's about lifting weight and so forth. Yeah. There's a certain art to it. There's a certain grace to it. There's a mobility to it that appeals to you know, guys as well. But I've noticed that it really does. It has an artistry to it that seems to appeal to women a lot.
So like the Maddie Rogers, which is our Olympian. Yeah. She was a cheerleader. She was a competitive cheerleader. So you have to, you know, I think she said she was a stunter. So she lifted other women up, you know, so naturally she's super strong with her legs, but she's also understands the choreography of cheerleading. Weightlifting is choreography. So if you're my athlete, so Paige, for example, she was a ballerina. So Paige did ballet for a long time. So Paige is really good at taking choreography. Mm. Another example would be like me. I'm a soccer player. So I played soccer growing up. I have that fast twitch. So I'm really good at exploding underneath the bar. Mm. But I think that Bob Takana, who's a weightlifting coach here in LA, he said something to me when I went to him back in 2014. He said to me, he's like, I can tell you're an athlete. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because I see you watching others and you can just mimic what they're doing. So, and I've kind of taken that and like, he's right. Like the best athletes can watch others and perform. So like in class, sometimes I'm like, okay, we're all going to go individually and we're all going to watch, because by watching others, we get better. So Instagram, for example, a lot of people on Instagram like post their lifting videos and like, yeah, it's kind of cringeworthy, but like also a lot of people learn a lot from like watching Kat and I, Maddie Rogers, people like that, and watching like the videos, Hook Grips videos. He posts videos in slow motion. A lot of athletes learn from other athletes, and I think a lot of women learn from watching others.
Well, and it's a fun thing to watch. I mean, I've been to the CrossFit Games, and honestly, the only things that were interesting to watch are things like snatch ladders, clean jerk ladders, 1 rep max cleans, 1 rep max jerks, or like sprint stuff. I think stuff that's explosive and happens quickly.
Exactly.
Stuff that goes on for like 20 minutes, like it's boring to watch unless it's like explosive and artistic and like, oh my God, like
watching someone do Murph,
yeah,
like
it's boring.
35 minutes of just like watching someone, like it's not fun. And I think that's, I mean, I don't know. I think that's why CrossFit didn't become as big as it
Right.
could have, because it's really
NFL,
not viewer friendly.
it's not good to watch. Yeah, it's not fun to watch. It's fun to do.
Olympics are fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Also, it's fun to do, or it's fun if you know
exactly.
people in it. But like as a spectator sport in general, it's
like,
more fun to watch.
Yeah.
Although I do believe it has given the sport of Olympic weightlifting a lot more attention, and a lot more people are doing it because of that.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I'm like a rare exception. I actually started in weightlifting before I got into CrossFit. I actually moved into CrossFit because the gym I was going to at the time in like 2011 didn't have bumper plates.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going there doing bodybuilding stuff, and like an older Armenian man actually was like, "Hey, you'd be good at this." So I didn't know what the clean and jerk and the snatch was, and he was like, he showed me at like a Globo gym, and I kind of was like, "Oh crap!" And I needed coaching, and so I fell into CrossFit that way. But I think it's usually the opposite. People start doing CrossFit and they're like, "Oh shit, I want to do the weightlifting side of it and not the metabolic conditioning side of it."
What do you think has been?
Which I get, because I don't want to do that either.
You mentioned Maddie. Like, do you have any other who are your kind of like inspiring figures in weightlifting, or what really inspired you to do it?
For me, it's taking my body to its like maximum athleticism. Like not necessarily like I see Maddie Rogers, I see Kat and I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are amazing. But I know I can't do that. I'm not gonna clean and jerk 300 pounds, but I know what I can do and what I'm capable of. And I think that's my biggest inspiration is myself, is just seeing what I can do. And I think that is coming all full circle here, is like that post-cancer is like staying in my own lane and head down and putting in the work, and then just seeing what I physically can do.
You know what I love about Olympic weightlifting is it's a very finite thing, as in like you either lifted it or you didn't lift it. Yes, you can have good lifts and bad lifts.
Yeah.
But there's no hiding from it. There's no like gaming it. Like it either happens or it doesn't. So you get like an immediate answer as to how strong you are or how capable you are.
Yeah. And for a lot of the newer lifters, and I say probably 95% of my class is newer lifters, novice lifters, a lot of them, because they do take build, they do take RX, they're very strong. I have some women in that class like Christina Mulder, Sarah Crampton. These women are freaking strong, but the technique side of it is missing. Sarah Crampton is very, very, very mobile. So she's able to find herself in like crazy positions and save lifts. But Christina Mulder isn't, but she's very strong. So she can kind of manipulate herself, but the technique is missing. So she falls out of it a little bit. And I've always said to her, I was like, you're going to be very, 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 very good at CrossFit. Like Christina's going to be very good at CrossFit. Like 2 years, like homegirl's going to go like,
right.
But, her lifting, because she is so strong and doesn't have the technique, that's why they come to lift, just to get that much better, to be 1% better than the next person.
Do you find that women that come in to lift are better at it than men purely because they have better mobility? I know for myself and for a lot of guys like in my position who have my kind of training history or my kind of age will always struggle with the mobility side of it.
Whereas it's mobility and ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the two things. So like men will come in and I'm like, today we're doing like 7 sets of 2 snatches at 60%. All across 60%. So 60% of your snatch is nothing. You can do that without even like thinking about it, okay? But the guys will always add a little bit more weight, like putting like not thinking about the reason why I program 7 sets of 2 at 60%, about all of your pulling positions and staying connected to the bar and like moving your feet and pressing properly. They just want to keep adding that weight. And, you know, unfortunately, I think a lot of it is, I think it's more ego than mobility, because mobility you can work on.
Right.
If you want it, you can work on your mobility.
Yeah.
If you want it,
you can work on ego as well.
Yeah. Well, yes. I hope a lot of the men listening to this can work on their ego as well. I mean, it took me a long time to work on my ego. And like, you guys remember me in 2017, I was a little brat.
Yeah.
You know, I was really a little, thought I was hot shit. And you know what? Like, no one's invincible. And so you just really have to work on yourself to be in a sport like weightlifting, because it is all blood, sweat, and tears. And I say that a lot to my people. I'm like, you'll have days, good days are few and far between. Like, I probably have one good snatch day once a month.
Right.
Like, where it's like every lift is beautiful. And then the rest is me just working. And so like, I'm chasing that once a month.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a drug, I guess, now that I say it. It's a little bit like, you know, you're chasing that high.
Yeah.
Because you know you are getting better.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us about, so how many competitions have you done so far with the Barbell Club? Is it 3 or is it?
So we've done, so the Barbell Club, we just affiliated with USA Weightlifting, which is great. I think we should be getting a USA banner. They said they're shipping it. So hopefully it'll say USA Weightlifting and show like the jerking person, and they'll say Pharos Barbell Club. Well, we've done, Carson had a meet in November. Paige and Carson had a meet in January. Zach had a meet in April. We have Carson, hopefully Paige and Anna doing a meet next weekend. Anna has a chance of going to nationals in July. So if she has to hit 166 kilos, which she has. Her lifts individually, she has 166, but you know, game days,
right?
You know, your whole world's rocked when you're there. So we'll see, 166, and then hopefully nationals in July. Nationals in July would be huge for Pharos Barbell Club. It will be huge for me as a coach. And just, you know, there's no barbell clubs. I mean, I think there are some, but most of them, like Sean Waxman's gym, he closed it down. That was in Lawndale, which is like South Bay.
Oh, he closed that down?
Yeah, he's gone. So he's in Utah. So that's gone. Waxman's gone. Takano's way out in West Valley. So that's too far. SoCal Weightlifting's in Newport Beach. Left Coast Weightlifting's in Laguna Beach. There is nothing in our area.
Yeah, which is great for us.
Yeah, which is great for us. There's smaller clubs, like Trojan has a club. There's smaller clubs that have been around. But like, I think if you really want, I mean, I'm not like tooting my own horn, but like if you really want, like, look, I'm not saying I'm the best coach. I'm probably not the best coach. But if you want someone that's performing in the sport with you, which I am, and I think a lot of coaches don't. I think they grow out of it, they get hurt, but like the camaraderie of our class, of our lift class in the Barbell Club, I think is going to be something really special.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, so weightlifting is it's an individual pursuit.
Yeah,
you know,
but you need a team, otherwise it's brutal.
But the spirit of the team and the camaraderie that you're talking about, you know, and it's the same thing I say with all classes. Like, you always perform better when you're amongst your peers and you're all pushing each other and bouncing off each other's energy. And like you said, you're watching each other perform. You're taking cues from that and you're learning. Like, that's invaluble. If you were just
people cheering for you, like just everything, just like having the camaraderie of it has.
Even if someone was following your programming to a T, that were just at home in their garage doing it on their own, I guarantee they would not get as much progress as quickly.
I agree with that too. Like, I did Cal Strength Masters through the pandemic and I loved it, but you know, I was alone in my garage.
Yeah.
And
It's hard.
It was during the peak of the pandemic, so like no one had a choice but I feel like if there's a lot of people out there that are still working out in their garages and looking for a program, I think this would be it. I'm like really trying to since we're only a weekend to train heroic on here, I am really trying to push people to post videos, to chat, so we can like really communicate. I mean, even if it is just through like a social interface.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just like, really trying to push it because I know when I was training alone, I needed that.
Yeah, you need interaction for sure.
Yeah, and I talked to my good friends Jeremy and Leandro, who I CrossFitted with at CrossFit Mindset. They're in Atlanta now. They have a weightlifting club at their gym, and their coach is a woman coach, and she actually was on the Olympic team. I don't know if she ended up going to the Olympics, but I know she was at the training center in Colorado for the Olympic team years ago. And they say the same thing. They're like, she reminds us a lot of you. They're like, you got this. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like knowing you as a person, I actually think that your role and this sport, like, and your personality, it's really a perfect marriage.
Yeah.
Because you are a very technical coach. You are fucking bossy, which you have to be in this sport.
You have to.
You don't take any shit from anybody. You're not afraid to say
you also have
anybody.
to be loving. Like I feel like they all like I'm like their mom. I feel like I'm like their mom.
Yeah, that's exactly
like
what
I
you
treat
want.
them like I treat my son, which is hilarious, but it's true.
Well, but that's what you need. You need someone to be direct, someone to give you direct feedback, someone to not fluff their words, to be like, you need to do this and you need to do it now. And it's like, okay, mom. It's like that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I do feel like you've really found your place with this.
I know 36 years, and I agree. I'm like, I thought about this last night. I'm like, even because I kind of forgot I was doing this podcast today. Last night I was like, how lucky I am to be able for you and Emily and Pharos to give me this opportunity to kind of build outside of your community, which you guys have built huge, like you guys have a huge community, but like me to build my little weightlifting club inside of something that's so huge and so amazing and so nourishing that I just felt so much love last night. I like thought about this last night. I am sick, so I'm a little emotional, but I was like, more emotional than normal, but like I was like, oh, what an amazing.
Well, for me, it was always the goal was to build a facility in which great coaches could thrive.
Yeah.
Because if great coaches can thrive, then it's going to bring in, good business because people want to be around great coaches.
Yep.
Whether it be weightlifting, whether it be CrossFit, whether it be bodybuilding, whether it be strength training, whether it be boxing, whether it be Muay Thai, whatever it is, if you can provide the space and the quality and everything a good coach needs to thrive, then it's only good for business, but it's also good for humanity, right? It's good for people's mental health. It's good for spirit. And that's what's really important. Like the more positive effect we can have on more people in any of these fields, the better the gym is as an entity, the better I feel as a gym owner. Like I want to affect people in a positive way. I want people to, in years to come, like in 50 years, I want people to look back and think, do you remember Pharos Athletic Club? Wasn't that fucking awesome? Like what an awesome time we had when we were all just like.
There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, 50 years, yeah. Okay, let's say 50 years. There's no doubt in my mind that Pharos won't be here in 50 years. If it's just the one athletic club in Echo Park, or if it's multiple clubs all around the world, or if it's something weird and like virtual at that time in 50 years. I don't know where fitness is going, but like, I think that I've worked on multiple gyms. It's definitely something different.
Yeah, it is. Different. And it's kind of happened, somewhat purposefully, but somewhat by trial and error and somewhat by accident. But, I always just go back to, it just all comes down to great people, like people like yourself and, all the great coaches we have and the great community we have. As long as we can keep fostering that and keep, growing that and supporting that, there's no reason why it won't keep growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, I agree.
So we've got these great events coming up. You've talked about like your love of this and and so forth. But ultimately, what is your purpose for this, and what would be like the ultimate kind of dream for you with this program? Would it just be like to have multiple athletes competing in the sport and so?
Yeah, so there's multiple. I think about this. So there's multiple things. So multiple athletes besides just Anna, because I can say like I got Anna to be at fucking nationals, but I didn't. Anna works out on her own. Like Anna's just a different beast. I'm just kind of helping her get there. But like taking someone like Sarah Crampton, for example, and being like, hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's like someone like that has like no radar.
Well, it's like Carson's story, right? Like Carson basically started this thing off. Carson was the first person to compete, and what a great fucking story that she was the first.
Yep.
Having never done anything like that before in her life. Yep.
And she's just every day she's just puts in all of the hard work, and she has a lot of bad days.
Yeah.
We have me and her and Paige have like a text thread that we text about their training sessions, and but then she has really good days. So it's like I said, blood, sweat, and tears, and Carson's putting in the work, and it's gonna show. But so the ultimate goal is multiple people at nationals level. I mean, ultimate goal is probably getting someone to the Olympics. But like, I need like probably a 12-year-old or something. So if you have
but there's no reason why not, right? There is absolutely no reason why not.
Yeah. There's no reason why not. There's, I don't think my kid is gonna be the kid that I take to the Olympics, unfortunately. But it might be Wyatt.
Wyatt. He's savage.
Yeah. So I think another really cool thing would be like like a Pharos annex, where it would be like an off-premise weightlifting site would be really cool. Like something like that I've always thought would be cool. So just like a strictly weightlifting gym, like a small 4 platform, something like that.
You know what you would still need though? I do think about this, but you would still need, I still believe you would need like an accessory room.
Yeah, you do. And like if you go to SoCal weightlifting space, they kind of have that. So they have like platforms, they have long wooden platforms, but they have like kind of a shed,
right,
that has all the accessory stuff, bikes, cables, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and even stuff like a leg press, like stuff like that has
for sure
value,
Yeah, and that I mean, bless its heart, the ATP, the athletic training platform.
Yeah.
Like I love that thing. It's not for the faint of heart or the basic gym goer, but someone like in weightlifting that maybe you're nursing a back injury, maybe you can't bear weight on your spine right now, but you still got to build your legs. There are things that that are
that pendulum squat, this
pendulum squat,
squats, like all these things have great benefit and have great need at certain times. I know the priority will always be squats, front squats, back squats, but you need that accessory stuff in there at some point.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yep.
All right, Robin. Well, thank you so much for tuning in and joining me with this. I'm so excited about this program. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited about everything you're doing. I love it. I love you. And I can only see it growing and getting better and seeing more and more people get involved. I always say, like, I think the perfect program for me is like probably 3 to 4 days bodybuilding a week.
Yeah.
2 to 3 days Olympic lifting a week, and then probably 2 CrossFit type workouts a week. So that's what I'm striving to in the future. So I want to get more and more involved with this program.
And now that you have access to that program, you have access to those 5 days.
Exactly. Yeah. I just got to figure out. I've got to figure out my schedule a bit better. But I think you're doing a fantastic job. I'm super grateful for you. I'm super grateful for the program. I'm super grateful, and I want to let everyone know and remind everybody that we do have this athletic sponsorship program now. So if you are competing in the sport, if you do need help with entrance fees and so forth, and with Robin as a coach, we will help you with that financially. So you can email us info@pharosathleticlub.com and ask about the sponsorship program. Like I said, we're trying to encourage as many people as possible to participate, to enter into events. We believe it's a really good way to keep motivated to give you a reason to train, a purpose to train for. So
a purpose.
always, you know, even if you're like just starting out, just fucking sign up for something. Who cares?
Yeah,
who
who
cares?
cares?
It doesn't
That's
matter.
what I tell everyone. I'm like, who cares if you come in last?
Yeah.
Like, who cares? I don't care.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Robin, how can people
to get out there on that platform? Like, I don't like doing it. I wouldn't do it.
Right. I was just thinking a second ago when we were talking about Anna, I was thinking, can you imagine when everyone's there and Anna walks out onto that that podium, and they're going to look at it and think, holy fuck.
I know.
This person's going to be awesome.
Well,
such a specimen.
The thing about Anna too is like, you know, she's going to be in a singlet, so her body's covered. Like you can see her arms, but like she's teeny. She's a 59-kilo weightlifter, which is 130 pounds, and that girl's fucking snatching 170. She's clean and jerking 215. Like she is. Yeah, she's a
force
to be reckoned with, and I would love Anna to quit CrossFit and just weightlift, but you know.
Yeah. Well, maybe she will. If she goes to nationals,
me did both, so.
Yeah, that's true. But maybe if she goes to nationals, she'll get the bug, and that'll be it.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Robin, where's the best place to reach you? How can people connect with you?
Well, connect with me through either my Instagram, which is at Almost Robin Lifts, and then Pharos Barbell Club. So it's at Pharos Barbell Club Instagram. Follow me. I'm posting videos every day on our feed through the reels, and then also in our stories. Like yesterday, I posted like a barbell warm up. So there's really good things on there, especially for the novice lifter.
Yeah, you're doing a great job with that Instagram. I have to say,
thank you.
It's been great to see.
Yay.
Yeah. Keep it up. All right, Robin. Well, thank you so much. We love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back with you soon. Come see us, 1316 Glendale Blvd, at Pharos Echo Park on Instagram. And yeah, hope to connect with you soon. Take care. Bye.